I was too busy being a drug addict rather than being a mom. You know, so.
I'm pretty sure that's how majority of the population in
Yeah,
prison
because I
felt.
know that I always use that excuse. Oh, I'll go see him tomorrow. I'll go see. It didn't work that way.
Right, and so, with that being said, I didn't realize that there were so many other like-minded females, you know, that we were around in there. And it made it easier to talk about
Yeah.
when you realize that you're not alone.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
It is a big thing.
Yeah, that was really important to me when I came to the Magdalene house because I wanted to have a relationship. I mean, you remember specifically. I had a relationship with my oldest too, but Grace, she was only 2.5 months old when I went in, and when I got out, she was 7 years old, 7 years old, and I wanted to meet her so badly. They wouldn't let me talk to her, but oh my gosh, the day that she pulled up, they finally let her come here, and she pulled up to the house and ran up to me with her little black boots on, and all the girls from the house are outside just to support me and to watch that whole thing go down, and it was just such a blessing.
Yeah, like when I got out, my kid, before I went in, it was like 10 years, my kids didn't want nothing to do with me because I too chose drugs over my children, thinking that they would understand. No, they don't. They're kids. They needed mommy, is what they needed. And I remember getting out and my brother telling me, don't set yourself up for failure. They don't want nothing to do with you. But it didn't stop me. I had the support here at Bridges Reentry that, you know, gave me that courage to keep reaching out. I would message them every morning, every night, and it was that consistency that and me apologizing and owning my mistakes. My daughter said, I remember her telling me that, you know how I know that you've changed? You're owning your mistakes. You're not blaming us.
And even the good and the bad, you would come home or you would get off the phone and go talk to your roommate.
Yeah, I would sit up for hours, like, and talking, like, look, this happened, crying, excited. And I remember the first Mother's Day out, they called me and said, get ready. I remember, because we didn't have each other's phone numbers. It was FaceTime on Facebook. And they were like, get ready. We're going to be there in 10 minutes. I said, 10 minutes? They only lived not even a mile from here, and I had no idea. And that was another reason I know that God put me here.
Where are you at with your kiddos?
And so I have a great relationship today with 3 of my children, and my son is really looking at me as an example, right? I didn't realize what I was portraying to them, or that I know that I'm still under the spotlight, you know, and I do have to earn more trust. But for today, I guess I'm right where I need to be because of being in this house and being rooted and grounded and sticking to what I'm saying, to being a woman of my word, shows them that I am for real, and that I do want change, and that I do want them a part of my life, and I do want to be a nod to my grandkids.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling to be able to be present for your grandkids and your kids, because I remember when 2 of my grandsons were born, I was there in the beginning, but after that, no. I wasn't there for my granddaughter. And my daughter just had another baby, and I was in the room. And that right there, it said a whole lot. And I remember my daughter telling me, you know, all I would have to do was buy you a card and tell you my feelings, and you would never have to ask me another thing. And I was like, wow. I started crying then. She said, see, you're just a baby. But it's an amazing feeling, because who thought that we could have that again?
Yeah. My kids are even actively involved with Bridges. I remember having them come and help with iHelp and Family Promise. And, I mean, you reach out to them on Facebook and chat with them. And they come to events that even when a new graduate happens, they come to the graduation and embrace everybody with love and ask about all the women, and even the people on the board are involved in the house. They're always asking about that. Oh, how is
I-
Gay?
I remember my graduation, and I got up there and I looked down, and it was like I never had that family support because I was too selfish and in my own ways, and it was all about me, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that next high. And I looked out there, and it just, my heart, like, that's when it became whole, because I was able to look out, see my daughters, see my grandchildren, my brother, my sisters, my nieces. Half that church was full of my blood family.
Mm.
And I remember it being such an aha moment. Like, this is my next chapter, and look at all the people that are a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, it was
Wow.
like, that's when I realized I can do this. I am doing this, and we've got this.
It really is a great feeling to get up there on the stage when you graduate and you look down and see your kids.
Yeah.
You know, it blessed me so much for my son to make it out from Vegas and then to turn around and drive back that same night. It just meant a lot. It was cool.
It's
For
a whole new feeling of accomplishment, of achievement, of being proud of what you've done. And I'll never forget that feeling.
Yep.